people were not really happy with that bridge, the people living on the south bank, and on the counterpart, the organization building the bridge obtained to save quite a number of acres on the north side as a bird sanctuary. When 5 years ago the harbour wanted an expansion, they wanted to keep that land, and we had a big strike.
And down here, this is a bird sanctuary. Okay, we're approaching the Bridge of Normandy, Pont de Normandy. Look how much of a rise there is going up this bridge. Here's the tide out. Tides around here are 20 feet. So the dairy cattle here.
And it's also a country for horses. And a cow of Normandy will give a smaller quantity of milk compared to one Holstein, but with a better proportion of fat inside 1 gallon of milk. So by the end, it's easier to transform the milk into cheese, butter, and cream. And when you see a field which is planted with a lot of trees, usually that will be with the apple trees.
Here's the Normandy countryside. Just west of Deauville.
Here on the left side you will see a few cows, brown, dark brown. Here on the left side we've got a farm with this breed of cows, which are cows from the mountains. They do need just a little bit of grass and just a little bit of humidity, and then very good meat.
Here's an apple orchard. There's a nice little place up there on the hill. Approaching Caen.
Utah, Omaha,
it wasn't liberated till June 19th.
Then it was very badly destroyed. For one part something like 70%, for the other part like 95%. So the river, the Orne River, which is under the influence of the tides, then the river sometimes is empty when it's low tide, and then you will see the canal, which was very useful. You see the river with all that mud on both sides, it's half tide. And now, after the huge round camembert fracas, you will see the canal. On the left side, Caen, on the right side, 4 miles away, on that canal, you've got the famous bridge, Pegasus Bridge, which was liberated by 3 British gliders. 6th of June and the 19th of July.
Some of the churches weren't bombed
in
because the Red Cross
France
put
and
crosses on the road,
Normandy,
and the Allies
when the
didn't bomb
city
them.
had been destroyed. So the Battle of Normandy is considered as starting on the 5th of June, finishing on the 19th of August. And during that time, we had here, altogether, the Allied forces, the enemies, and the civilians, 500,000 dead people, close to
American
Mont-Saint-Michel.
cemeteries.
We've got 16 Commonwealth cemeteries, 2 Canadian, a Polish, a French memorial, and 6 German cemeteries. And the way of burying the soldiers is different according to the nationality. For your country, the cemeteries are under control of the ABMC, American Battle Monument Commission. Buried in the soil, they died for
1/3 of the American casualties.
For
the other 2/3, their
German
families
soldiers,
brought them back home.
by the end of the war, if you've got to go, it's better to get it with you. The American cemetery here is one of the most visited places in Normandy.
Missing in action are listed on both sides here. These are the missing.
Interesting people say.
In here is half of the names of those that were missing in action. Here's a map looking south from the English Channel as to how they moved ashore and then moved inland. This map on the opposite wall shows military operations in Western Europe from June the 6th of 44 to May the 8th of 1945. We remember Columbus High School. There's 149 that have Stars of David. Most of the rest are Christian cross. Some are Orthodox. Most of the names are just etched in the stone. Here, though, Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr. It's filled in with gold. He died of a heart attack on July the 12th. My brother Quentin Roosevelt's here. He's the only one who didn't die in this area. I do see he was a lieutenant. He was buried here many, many years later by special permission. Almost 10,000 buried here. We're going to go down to the beach later, but here is the beach. It's fairly high tide. First they had to come across these sand dunes, and then there's a fairly significant cliff here. The only problem today appears to be blackberries. I think it was probably, that would have been the least of their problems in 1944. These graves continue way down there further than I can see because there's a little bit of a dip. So I walk down here to the end, and this is what we see. The graves go from there to here to all the way up to the front. Didn't all die on D-Day. Here's one that's July 30th, on July 1st, July 23rd, June 27th, and June 6th, June 6th, June 6th. We're here today with a busload of French teenagers. As you know, the French keep their kids out and about, and I'm glad they're bringing them here. This small chapel here seats about a dozen people. It's a very tiny chapel here. Here's the memorial. And here's the nice visitor center.